Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They hella deep, 20 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show. Not the food, though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Brian, and Reeves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pod Chef. 2 in a row. Wow. We are back, pumping at 100%. The gears are running. The juice, which of course is oil, is flowing. And to the people who say, well, are there 3 hosts there today? Because that would mean you're back at 100%. To that I would say no. But we do have 2 hosts. And Reeves, do you want to say hi?
Hi, everyone. I do wonder if for a brief period our fans were like, oh, is this Brian recording alone?
I talked for a while.
Yeah.
And when other people turned off, they were like, no, I'm not doing that.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are like, at some point, there's just going to be someone by themselves recording.
I've thought about if we should go down that road if we ever need to. Would that be boring? Are there any good one-person podcasts? I don't listen to podcasts anymore, so I don't know.
I don't either. I'm too smart for them. I just listen to audiobooks. I don't think so. Good ones, no.
Yeah.
It would sound. I mean, my worry is that I would, essentially you're alone with your thoughts when you're recording alone. You're just talking out loud. Yeah. And that's a real insight into the crazy shit that goes on in my mind.
Yeah, dancing down the stairs.
Mm-hmm. The Joker, man. Ha ha ha.
Is it crazy for us to try it now? To each take like 30 seconds and see what might happen?
That's not crazy. I think we should give people a taste of what it would be.
Yeah, just so they don't like... So if they're like, that's a good idea, we're going to show you that it's probably not a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you want me to start?
You start.
Okay. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Pod Chef, everyone. This is Brian, and only Brian. Reeves and Jamal are not here today, but that's okay. We're going to move forward, and we are going to excel and exceed expectations. It's time for another segment we do every week. Chefs, I prepare for you. I'll go first. Chefs, last night I procured for you pizza, and that's 30 seconds. That was hard.
30 seconds. You started very strong.
I felt it. I felt good for a while.
Mm-hmm. It felt natural. Like I was like, I'm just listening to another episode. Nothing weird here. And then I could tell you got a little scared.
So what happened was, I was like, this would be a good point for one of my good friends, Reeves or Jamal, to come in and be like, about, say something funny, like really get the
our
mood
audio
going.
Doesn't sound right, yeah.
And then when it didn't happen, to say something like, hey, why did Jamal disappear? What's going on?
Yeah.
But when that didn't happen, I was like, well, what the fuck do I do now? I had nothing to play off of. I'm if anything, John McEnroe.
Yes.
And then you guys are both Maria Sharapova and
R.I.P.
Steffi Graf, who are, of course, going to do the big game coming up soon. That is Pickleball, Slam Ball 2, Pickleball. Agassi's in it too.
Why wasn't this in the podcast? This is great. Yes.
I didn't have enough time. Yeah, that was almost 30 seconds to talk about myself again. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think I found it at the end there because I did Chefs I Prepared for You, which is like the one thing that we do. So I did get there.
You got to that, which is good. I mean, that's a nice safety basket to fall into, and you can talk about that.
Yeah.
But people expect things to happen up front, before, like a good 10, 15 minutes before we jump into that. So
yeah. So I maybe went a little early on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You want to try it?
I'm going to give it a go.
Okay.
We're going to see how it goes, and then we can give notes afterwards.
Should we have done the theme song for each of these? Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try and do my old theme song for mine.
Ooh, wow. Do you remember it?
I think I do. I'm gonna give it a go. Okay.
This noise is from that, right?
Punch-up.
That's from no.
Yeah.
Is it from the song? Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right. Here we go. So this is my solo recording if I was stuck doing the podcast by myself, God willing. This is probably what you would be hearing. I'm trying to really stretch this out to get to a nice even number here on the countdown so I don't have to do any math. And here we go. Punch up, bum, 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 punch up, bum, 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 Three Amigos, bum, 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 Top Chef, bum, 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 bum. That's all I remember. Hey guys, welcome to Pod Chef. It's your un amigo, your Reeves Cito here. You might notice that it's just me by myself. There was a big accent, and that's 30 seconds. And so that, you know what? I wasn't scared at all. That felt good.
It sounded good. It sounded good. I think doing the theme song really put you in that space that you needed to be.
Yeah. Well, and it was similar back when I did the theme song before, which of course I did live every single time.
Yes.
I think it just put me in a good headspace, and it ate up a lot of time too.
It really got you like 15 seconds in.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're not going to do that, I guess. Maybe if you guys like that, leave a message in the comments. Let us know that you would like us to try a one-on-one sometime. If not, we'll just keep doing it 3 or 2. And if no one's here, we won't do it for a week. And that's just what happens.
Yeah. And if you think like, hey, I still like this podcast, but it does sound nice, maybe having an offshoot podcast where Brian just does it by himself, but it's still Pod Chef. I want to hear that. Maybe there's another variant where you hear me just by myself, but there is still Pod Chef with the three of us, and also Brian doing his solo podcast. So you have 3 podcasts doing Pod Chef, but it's different iterations of hosts. We can do that as well. Also, if you want one where it's just Brian and I doing Pod Chef along with Pod Chef with the 3 of us, and also the single Pod Chef that's just Brian doing Pod Chef and me doing just Pod Chef by myself. Of course, that is 4 different Pod Chefs. We can do that as well.
Yeah, just let us know.
Yeah.
just to say what's of the options that Reeves gave you, pick the one that you like best and let us know.
Yeah. We'll do all of them. Oh, yeah.
We'll do anything. We're desperate.
We're so desperate.
It's been a year since we've had a review.
We're getting, it's making me anxious how close we are running up to 1 year since a written review.
Should something happen if we go a full year and don't get a new review?
Maybe that's when we read our response to Awesome Con not getting in.
That would be a fun little thing to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Seems appropriate at that time.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do that. So yeah, Jamal's not here. Like we mentioned earlier, he is preparing for the big game.
Yes.
Doing the whole thing, hanging out with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, hanging out with T Swift. He of course has a side hustle, working for, and from what he explained, it's never a specific team. It's whoever makes the Super Bowl.
Yes.
He's in charge of, he said first he has various roles. It's kind of, it was kind of, he had a title of like executive, football offensive / defensive assistant coach.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a little vague. And he said, well, I do things like, I stretch out the kickers. I make sure all of the helmets have any kind of like stickers if they're supposed to have stickers on them. Make sure those are on there.
Make sure that the Gatorade jugs lids aren't on too tight. If they're on
Mhm.
too tight and you go to pour it onto the coach, doesn't come off.
Yeah.
Or worse, slips out of your hand, whole thing falls on the coach, crushes him.
Yeah. Coach now dead.
Dead. Celebrating, hey coach, what are you gonna do? You won the Super Bowl. Go to fucking morgue.
Hey, what Super Bowl was it last year? Oh yeah, it was the one where the coach was murdered.
Yeah, they actually prosecuted the player that did it, which seemed fucked up because clearly it was an accident, but apparently you're supposed to like check there's a system of checks and balances, and a couple people dropped the ball. So what happened is that it ended up being a loaded Gatorade. Just fucking killed the guy.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you hear about it and you're like, well, that seems like an accident.
Yeah.
It feels like it was an accident, but I guess there's more to that story.
Yeah.
And the family wants
justice.
Some kind of justice. So it doesn't really matter.
Legal justice.
Yeah. And I mean,
it's sad. It's sad because, like, let's face it, this ruins two families. Like,
I know. It's a bomb that goes off. And everyone is hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. Coach dies, his family's ruined.
Yeah.
Now you want to ruin the player who killed the coach with the Gatorade jug that fell on his head? You want to ruin his family too?
Yeah.
And then dominoes.
So, yeah, no. Yes, we lost a coach. Sad. But do we really need to ruin Alec Baldwin's life too? No, we don't.
What a fucking crazy situation. That coach died.
The coach died. But we need to, pulling back a bit, this is what Jamal will be doing. Again, kind of ambiguous what his role is, but it's always to whoever makes the Super Bowl. He's not assigned to one team.
Yeah, and if you ask him who he works for, he just says the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he said he's part of the Super Bowl organization, the big game.
Yeah.
So he's got to, but again, Super Bowl's not till next week.
Yeah, it's a lot of prep. It takes a long time. I mean, those kickers need to be stretched out for a long time. They're doing a huge kick.
Yeah, and well, he said he doesn't do it during the game because we were like, oh, you get to go to the game. He's like, oh no. He said they won't. I gotta pay for that if I want to go. No one can get tickets to that. He's like, I don't even know where the game is.
No, they blind. What happens is Super Bowl gets announced. We know the two teams that are going to be in it this year: Chiefs and 49ers.
That's right.
Hell yeah,
rematch, baby.
He gets a text message on his burner phone, flip phone, just says 15. That's all it says. He's got 15 minutes, put everything he owns in a duffel bag. Go to his front steps, sit on it, blindfold on, duffel there, wait. Black SUV, pulls up, doors, men in suits, get out, throw him in, doors close. They don't get back in the SUV. He's just in the SUV by himself now, and it just sits there. This is the disorient him.
Mm-hmm.
They're outside the car making car noises like he's going. They're going, oh, red light, gotta stop. Oh, let's take exit 35. So he thinks he's going somewhere.
Get the fuck out of my lane.
Hog. Then they finally do drive him someplace, and he's like, let's see what's different. So it seems weird, but it's just protocol. And then he gets there, and he's ushered into a basement where he's to perform all of his duties as executive offensive/defensive
assistant coach. I think that's what I said. Yes.
Yeah.
So he gets there. He gets way early, and he still has to have the blindfold on. They don't want him to know what team is in there. They said he told us that some kind of issue. It's some kind of like legal issue if he's aware of who the team is and how their background,
betting and
like
the
that.
money, and like if he could like do a thing. But yeah, that's what's happening. You got any snacks planned for the big game?
Let's talk about it. Big game coming up. I think we normally do wings in the air fryer, which we have that normally does blow a fuse in the basement.
I also experienced that same thing with my air fryer. I can never finish.
Yeah, no, it's very strong. Don't plug it in, I guess, in your kitchen because you're already running too much power.
What are you supposed to do?
I don't know. We're probably going to get rid of that thing because it doesn't really work. So we're going to do that to make some guac. I haven't really thought about it. Probably something sweet too, but I don't know. What's a good sweet thing for
the big game?
Yeah, for the big game. Like, it's not like donuts or anything like that, right?
I would say worms and dirt.
Worms and dirt, yes.
You make it like a football field, but in reality, Oreos, chocolate pudding, gummy worms.
Gummy worms coming out. And maybe I put little helmets on the gummy worms.
Yes, and those are the players.
Yeah. And maybe one of them like is on the sideline. His helmet is kind of like half off. He's got a concussion or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
half-eaten one.
Very funny. You see, he's like he's like next to what we assume because one of them has a little clipboard. And he's he's got his face in that one, so he's like, I'm fine putting back in. I can go in, and
there's a coach. Yeah, there's clearly a coach worm that's leaning on him, being like, you got a concussion, or can you play? We got a couple of minutes left.
He's like, it'd be really great if you didn't have a concussion right now.
Yeah, and there's a doctor with a fake degree too that's like checking him out.
And there's some like, for some reason, there's this like one that we know why. There's like one with like a blindfold on that's just like being spun around, waiting to be released,
stretching out.
He's outside. He's like on the side of it, just being spun by someone. Who never knows where he is.
Yeah, and kind of like adjacent to the stadium, there's like a group of people kind of outside of a van making a bunch of noises.
Yeah.
Trying to make it seem like the van is like moving around through traffic and things like that. And then like, going through scenarios where the van accidentally hits like a drifter or something like that.
Should I pull over? No, man.
Keep going.
What the fuck? I gotta stop, man. No,
He's still moving, man.
I can't go back to jail. I have a gun.
We gotta go back. Bring your gun.
Oh, he's still. Get in. Let's go.
Dude, he's still moving, man. So yeah, there's worms of that.
Yes.
Outside.
And you could you could, if you see it, you would know.
Mm-hmm.
And what I think I'll do is I'll probably just order pizza.
That's like, you know what? That sounds nice.
You know what's not nice for? Pizza guys. They are lurking their asses off that day.
That's their Christmas, right? Their whole holiday season, right? I'm hoping, if we have any listeners out there that are pizza delivery men or women, whatever, or something else.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll hear from anyone. What is it like to deliver pizza around this time? What does it feel like? Do they pay you more? They should.
Yeah, they should.
I mean, I'm not going to tip more.
Call in live. We got the phones up right now. It's 1-800.
Yeah.
Pod Chef. Is that 7 numbers? It is.
Yeah. We need. Well, why don't we get? How much does it cost to get a phone line?
I think you can like do a Google thing that will like forward to you. But I wonder if no one calls, will we feel bad?
Well, I mean, we both know what the situation will be. Is no one will probably call. If they do, we'll definitely use it, or we will actually call in ourselves.
Yeah, that'll probably be.
It'll be very nice.
Really happens. Let's do a segment we do every week. It's time for that segment.
Yes.
Of course, it is called Chefs I Prepared for You, where we go around, though it's just 2 people, so you can go around, you just go straight. And tell everyone we have dinner last night and only last night, and present it like we're presenting to the judges at Top Chef. I will go first because that's what we do. The person who says it goes first. Chefs. Oh, what did I have? Chefs, last night.
Okay, now Brian is like, he's really rubbing his head real hard.
Is my wife here? Carrie, what did we have for dinner last night? That's right. Chefs, last night I procured for you big old burrito.
I could hear it. She did say big ol'.
Yeah. That's the
Okay.
exact size. And from a place called Tinga, I got it wet. It was the size of a small dog.
Hell yeah.
And I enjoyed myself.
You eat the whole thing?
Immensely. I ate half of it.
Okay.
And I put it away.
Okay.
And I said, and my wife goes, "Do you want me to throw this away?" I said, "No, leave it. We'll see what happens." And a few hours later, I went back and I ate the chicken out of it and then threw it away.
Yeah, that seems about right. It's like
I wanted the protein.
picking through. Oh, that's
Yeah.
Protein's good. The freaking doctor, what's his name?
Oz.
Yeah, Dr. Oz. That's right. I'll throw this shit out. Dr. Oz says, just eat the protein. You only need protein.
Yeah, that's it.
I do about the same thing. It's like something big like that. I eat most of it. Then I'm like, save this. I'm going to eat this later. And then I come back to it. I'm like, oh, this is gross. I'll just eat the chicken or the steak out of it.
Yep.
Big shout out to Carrie for helping with that. That was
thank
nice.
You. No response.
Tell her you love her.
I love you. Nothing.
God.
Am I getting a divorce? It's happening right now live.
I just
call in 1-800-POD-CHEF.
I heard a car door open slamming.
And then I heard like, oh, I hit someone. We gotta go back.
I left my gun at home. Just drive.
Reverse.
Oh god, we hit him again. Run. He's still moving.
Someone saw. There's a person over there looking.
Shoot him. I said I forgot my gun. That's the wrong guy. He didn't see. Okay, chefs, I prepared for you.
Nice.
Lentil and tomato stew. It's a little stew. So I used green lentils. It called for 2 cups of lentils. I got up to probably about 1.5 cups of green, and I was like, I'm out of lentils, green. So I filled the rest up with brown, which maybe was part of the reason that it was fine, but it didn't have a lot of bam flavor to it.
Do they taste different?
Brown are a little smaller, but I mean, I don't know. That would be fun to do a taste test between green and brown and red lentils to see if you really can taste the difference. I don't know. Yep. I'm sure you can, but I don't know. The brown was just smaller. It was like French brown lentils or whatever, so they were smaller. But I like the process to it because it's like you put them all in a bowl, Dutch oven, a lot of water, then you put a nice bouquet of bay leaf and thyme and parsley, and then like you chop an onion, some garlic. I like when you do that kind of stuff and you let it like reduce down and it absorbs in. So, and then you basically make a pasta sauce on the side. Like you just break down some tomatoes, put in garlic. You make a pasta sauce and you just kind of drop it in and then you mix it and that's about it. It was okay. It probably needed more to it. Like chopping up a carrot, I think would have helped.
I think a stew needs a carrot.
Yeah. A stew without a carrot, that's not a stew.
No.
Probably some celery, or it needed some other green to it. Maybe like I could just throw in some broccoli rab.
Nice long broccoli.
Like with just a little bush at the end.
My favorite.
But it was fine. It lacked a little depth of flavor.
Sure.
It tasted good. It wasn't like bland, but it needed something else to it to really put it over the edge. So
you dip bread in that bad boy?
No, but you know what? The picture has, I'm looking at it now, does have some nice toasted bread, and that probably would have been a good idea.
Maybe that would have been the thing that pushed it over finally.
Yeah, put it on a little bit of garlic bread.
Ooh, baby.
That's what it needs. But Next time. It was fine. I would make it again. It's like a good winter dish. But it needs some refining.
Well, you got time to do that next time.
Well,
we're not voting anymore because America stopped doing it.
Yeah, because we're not doing it this year because it makes everyone sad.
Yes, we are skipping the vote. In previous years, you were told to rock the vote. This year, it is skip the vote.
It's every other presidential election, you skip the vote.
Yes.
So 2020, of course, we all voted. 2016, basically no one voted. 2024, we're all going to skip. Okay.
Taking this one off.
We're taking it off. Too much.
Give the poll workers a break.
Oh, yeah. Come on. They're under constant scrutiny. They're constantly trying to like figure out ways to make sure your vote doesn't count. And that takes a lot of part. Yeah, that's hard. And it's not even like their regular job.
No, their regular job is being old.
Mm-hmm.
They spend most of their time being over 70.
That's a job.
Time to come be a poll worker, and you got to sit in this room with other people who are 70 and figure out computers.
Yeah, figure out computers, figure out when you see a vote goes through, how do I make sure this doesn't get counted? I'm just gonna wait till this person votes, and then I'm gonna clip this wire so the thing doesn't go through. When I see it, I'll see the big bubble go through as it goes through the wire for the vote, and I cut it right when it gets there.
That'll show them.
Mm-hmm.
But then they also hire cops to patrol these places because people are crazy, and sometimes they're New York's finest. And we'll be right back.
Podchef.
And we're back, baby. That was a lovely transition, by the way. We really got it. I thought it was really nice. So we are in. I have no idea what episode or season of our show we're in, but I can tell you. I can't read numbers. I can tell you in Top Chef. Top Chef, we are season 8, episode 3. New York's finest, baby. Hey. Which, of course, if you think that this episode is going to be all about the police, you are wrong.
Dead wrong.
No police, basically.
Not a cop in sight.
No. Yeah, and Tom says, thank God, because I'm holding. So we open up. We're back in the stew room. I think this is what they're going to kind of follow format-wise for the whole season, which I like. So you get the fallout for Jennifer being eliminated. People are very sad. Mike Isabella is like, Jennifer's better than Jamie.
Called out Jamie directly.
Yeah, to her face. Jamie, I don't know why you're still here.
These are the two women that both have the blonde hair. They're the same, but one's better cooked than the other, so send her home.
One I kiss on the lips.
Do I kiss her right on the lips?
She's not here anymore.
So both kiss Jemmy?
I guess I kiss Jemmy.
What about kiss Jemmy? She likes girls. Which is hot, by the way. I like that.
So Jamie, everyone says she did not need to go to the hospital.
Nope, they're all doctors now.
She should have socked it up. So we were back in the kitchen the next day, and who's there but our guest judge, he flew straight from, was it Singapore? Is that where the finale was? Where he was, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
David Chang.
Yes.
The genius that is David Chang, Mr. Entrepreneur himself. Marcel waxes lyrical about him. He loves him. And then we get into our quickfire, which is very fun. Great challenge. Everyone loves it.
I did like this.
Teams of 4 compete in a race to complete 3 mise en place tasks, which of course, butchering lamb, chopping garlic, and cleaning artichokes.
Turning an artichoke.
Gotta turn it up, baby.
Crazy. I don't know how. Who looked at the artichoke one day and was like, you know what part we eat about that? The part that's right in the middle that you can't get to.
Now, I'll go over what it's about in a minute. But have you had, you're kind of from South-ish kind of situation. Yeah. Now, have you had steamed artichoke where you peel the leaves, you dip it in the butter, and you scrape it off?
No.
Okay, so that might just be, you got to get South.
You're from the real South.
I'm from the South.
More South than me.
Yeah.
I'm from the South Side where you know the kids don't play.
Coming down the street. Another day.
Take it back this time. Oh, it's mine. Thank God that I made it alive. Hell yeah.
A friend of mine fell asleep during a POD show once. The bass was so loud. The bass couldn't have been louder. Fell asleep. It was awesome. So the first team to finish starts a 15-minute timer.
Yes.
All teams have to prepare a dish within that time limit. So the first team to finish 15 minutes, they have 15 minutes to create a dish using all 3 prepared ingredients. So that's the artichoke, the lamb, and the garlic. Easy peasy. The other teams are required to continue to complete their mise en place tasks before cooking. So the clock is ticking as they're trying to go through and finish.
They don't get their own clock at 15. They have to work on that 15 that's already going.
Whatever you got left, that's what you got to go for. The winning team does not earn immunity.
Nope.
But they get $5,000
to split between the 4 of them.
That's right. So they split into teams. I believe knife block for this.
No, it was
choose, right?
It was like you walked in here randomly, that's your team.
Oh,
it was like Dale, right. Everyone to your right, that's your team.
Yeah.
Everyone here, this is your team.
Yeah, look to your left, look to your right. You all failed this semester. So real quick, very quick. Red team, Antonia, Casey, Dale, L, Jamie. Faster. Blue team, Richard, Spike, Steven, Trey. Green team, Angelo, Faster. Fabio, Mike, Tiffany. White team, Carla, Marcia, Daphne.
Nailed it.
Fabio says he likes Angelo, but his pants are too tight.
He does say that. His pants are too tight.
Angelo is that's my Christopher Walken. Angelo, his pants are too tight.
He's
a good chef.
If you want to critique my food, that's fine, but you're making fun of me. Wait. Yeah, that's Fabio.
We'll have a problem if you keep making fun of my food. But you can critique me fine.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What'd you do last week that killed too?
Oh, my Brando?
Yeah, that was good too.
I took my boy.
Great. You should do a one-man show that's just you. Wait, picture this. Brando walking.
Talking. Conversation.
Yep.
Oh my God, the amount of one-person shows I just sit through in college. I'm sure you did too. You went to VCU.
I didn't do any of the fucking artsy shit.
Oh God, I can't imagine how many there were there. I haven't talked to Ginny about that. I wonder if she's seen a lot. Yeah, it was terrible. People are still figuring things out. So
what a horrible medium.
Yeah. No one should be allowed to do one-person shows ever. It should just be outlawed.
Yeah, let it go.
Marcel we see him talking to himself. He's butchering the lamb, and he's like, "Is anyone else having fun right now? I can't believe how fun this is." And I think he's on a team with Tiffany, and Tiffany does not respond. She's like, this fucking guy.
He's hammering the lamb, right? He's like, I learned this thing. You just hammer it, and then it peels right off.
You just hammer it, and it just peels right off real quick. This is so fun, so easy.
Having the best time.
Don't fuck with someone else's mise en place.
Casey's destroying her lamb. We do a fun cut back to her last mise en place challenge where she's cutting onions like me.
Through the skin at a snail's pace.
It looked like her knife wasn't sharp. That's what it was like.
I think that might have been the problem. Yeah, she's like, oh fuck, I can't go back now. Fabio has a real, cool way of going about doing garlic, which is you just take a bunch and you slam your cutting board on them. You smush them all at once. It's so easy. I love it. We're going to do Fabio as Christopher Walken from now on.
That's really good, yeah. And if you don't do it, it's intentional. We decided to stop doing it. We didn't forget.
Just like all the jokes that we're intentionally not doing anymore. So Steven is moving it again at snail's pace to do garlic. It's very funny. He's not good at this anymore. The green team pulls away very fast. They're first the red button, so they start the clock and then they get cooking. David Chang doesn't like how unfinely chopped the garlic is for the blue team. Spike says.
Spike, well, if you see Spike, sorry.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say if you see Spike doing it, he just takes 2 knives and just chops it. Yeah, it would look cool if he did it like that. He did it at the same time.
Yeah. It's like how if you told an alien who's never seen how to chop anything, gave him 2 knives and then shut this up, they'd just start moving them both in parallel
Yeah.
try and
Okay.
chop
Great.
them.
Like, this I'm doing this, right? This is what you want?
And also, if you never knew what like a finely chopped garlic looked like, I mean, there were chunks in there. So David Chang said it's not, chopped enough, and Spike says Chang's hosing me. He's hosing me. But yeah, this challenge is super fun. This is always, anytime they do the Mise en Place challenge, it's always super fun. So, and I like the added element of time to it. So teams start cooking their dishes. Blaze says there's no time for this to be a democracy. I have to tell people what to do. Foreshadowing. On the top, we have the white team who did a carpaccio, which was very like nice, unique, and complex. And we also have the blue team, who had beautiful flavors and a tasty dish. The bottom, the red team, the parsley
also had a
was
carpaccio.
Oh,
No,
did.
They also did a carpaccio. Yeah,
pretty much what you could do in the allotted time. Like you really can't.
Yeah.
I think someone else tried to like give it a sear, but you really can't do that much with it in that amount of time. So parsley was overwhelming for them. The green team, the thyme and the dill, it was all too much, and it was like didn't mix well in the yogurt. And of course Angelo's on the green team, and like he's hearing this and his head's turning kind of like almost like a puppy dog, like doing a funny. He's like, what?
we had the most time.
But we had the most time. I don't know. You guys, I don't trust David Chang. I think he's out to get me. I don't know what he was talking about until it seemed like a lie. So the winner is the blue team. They did crispy lamb chop with artichoke 3 ways. Who's on that blue team? Of course, that is Blaze, Spike, Steven, Trey. Yay!
Yes. Good team.
Good team. So, and the happiest moment for one of them, which that eventually will come crashing down. The elimination challenge. So using the same teams that you were in the quickfire, the chefs compete among themselves in a double elimination. 2 people are going home, baby.
That's 2, baby.
To prepare a dish in the style of one of 4 notable New York restaurants. So you have David Chang's, David Burke's, Michael White's. I don't need to say the name of the restaurant. You guys know what I'm talking about. And then you got the wily coyote himself.
He's there.
Bringer of napkins, Wiley Dufresne. And the dishes will be tasted by those chefs that kind of go to each restaurant. It's kind of fun. And then there'll be a winner at the end, and the winner also receives a 6-night trip to New Zealand.
That's a good trip.
Which I've been, and 6 nights is not enough because it takes a long time to get there, and
that's
also
what I thought.
The jet lag is brutal.
Yeah, I was like, if you go, you got to add on days and pay for them yourself. We should ask person who wins, good friend of ours, if they ended up adding more days. My guess is they didn't go.
I thought that too. Dale's usually the type guy's like, I'm not going. I don't know. I don't have time.
Yeah,
you guys want to go? I'm not fucking going.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go.
I don't have time for that. I got kids.
I don't have time for that.
So this is where the knife block is back. For them to draw up what restaurant they're going to go to. And then, you're working as individuals. Your teammates are your competition in this. And of course, again, 2 people are going home. So they head out to some of the finest restaurants in New York City.
Name of the episode.
Angelo is sticking his nose in the food in David Chang's restaurant. He's so excited. He's very giddy. He's kind of like a dork going to see a Quentin Tarantino movie or whatever. And he's just kind of like, oh my God, just relax. Who cares? He's sticking his nose in there. He's like going notes every food. He's like, oh my God, you could taste this. And there's this. It's kind of like, he's like, it's like jazz. You got this guy playing over here and this guy. Have you guys seen Ratatouille? When they do the jazz analogy in Ratatouille? And they're all kind of like, this fucking guy. I can't believe it.
His pants are so tight.
Your pants are too tight.
How you breathing down there? I should stop doing it. It's just so much better. It's just fun.
It's just food. I don't taste anything. Just food. So then we go to another restaurant with Blaze and Spike. They both have their hair moosed up only in the front, which I'm like, I guess this is 2010. Maybe that was still a style.
Yeah.
And then Steven is dressed like always, like, you know, the Colonel from KFC or something like that. He looks
like
insane.
a freaking puppet.
Yeah, like he's some kind of like he owns a problematic property in the South.
Looks like he owns a magic store.
Yeah. Steven loves the food. You can tell like Steven is someone who loves food. He loves to eat food. He loves to talk about food, but he does not make food. Nor
No,
should he
not
be
anymore.
making food anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Anybody loves talking about it.
Everyone does not want to hear. Is it Trey that's like, I don't need a food lesson from Steven. I just want to eat my food.
I'm just gonna eat it. Yeah.
He
Trey's
said,
kind of like bent over, just like shoveling food in his mouth.
Steven has that thing where people like don't know when people are like done hearing them talk.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, we all want it to stop, and they're still going.
Yeah, he's still talking, but it's like one of those people that it's not even like he's talking, like holding court and talking to no one. He's like making aggressive eye contact with people where he's kind of like wanting you to agree with him, but doesn't really want you to engage in the conversation.
Or it's like you don't know what he's talking about really, and you have to be like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. No, like the notes. It's like fine, and you're just like, I don't know what he's talking about. But if I say I don't, then I'm gonna sound like an idiot.
Trey's like,
yeah,
you need to shut the fuck up. Close your mouth and eat the mush. So at the Wile E. Coyotes WD-50, Dale read that Wiley loved eggs. So he's going for broke. Dale said eggs. He's like, I'm not. And Dale's the type of person, this is our friend Dale. Couldn't look more relaxed in the interview. He's kind of like this. This is for
he's like, 100% like that. Video tier, he's like, you can only see like barely his shoulders up. Like he's really in the cut, so deep in the cut.
Yeah, it's almost like he's trying to be like, can you guys just tell me when I'm gonna be eliminated? Because I gotta go to work soon, so I want to make. I got
a place to be. Can we just?
Okay, so and the other Dale's team, this is gonna be so much easier after this episode because one of these Dales is going home. They go to David Brooks' restaurant. There's a fish in Casey's glass for whatever the shit she's eating.
This place looked insane. Like I thought Wiley Dufresne's place would be like the crazy food place. This David Burke place, it was too much. Like it was like no one is doing anything like that anymore. Like that's just like it looked insane.
The fish looked dead.
That was there wasn't enough. You walk through Petco and it has those little like fighting fish.
The betas.
And they're enough water to like float.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, you know what people love looking at? That. Let's put it in a drink. One thing people love, they love seeing the depressed, sad little beta fish by themselves in this like stack of 50 in these little like mise en place cups. Let's put that in a cup. So you're out to have a great meal with your friends. You got to think about how to me insignificant this life is. I'm not eating it.
Holy shit.
I'm not using it for work. I'm putting it in a glass to drink out of.
Are we supposed to eat this fish?
I already ate mine. Was it not supposed to?
Oh my God. Does David Brooks want me to eat this fly fish?
I'll do it.
So shaking it over your face. So next night, they go to the kitchen. They go to restaurants and they get cooking. They do their prep. Mike Isabella says Angelo is a guy to beat in this challenge, and if he can beat him at his own game, it makes him that much better.
Mm-hmm.
We see Marcel cracking some eggs, and he goes, "Oh, twins! You guys, this is so much fun! So much fun!
Is it fun right now? Is anyone
listening to me?" We kind of cut to everyone is cooking, and Blaze and Steven's team. Blaze is like going at his own pace. And then Steven seems confused on how to use a blender, I think. He's asking kind of like where to plug it in, and like Blade's like, I don't know. And then like you see him using the blender, and it's the blender, it's almost like it's shaking at an intensity that's shaking Steven's entire body. He's kind of like
it's radiating through him.
Yeah. So aggressive. And you know what, now that I think about it, maybe he never did find that outlet. And so
and he thought he could just shake it and that would work. If I shake it hard enough, it'll blend. That's what it's doing.
This might have been led to his downfall.
Our forefathers didn't have blenders. They had to shake it over a blade.
Yes. You just shake it as much as possible. They were shaking for hours and hours and hours just to make a little puree.
Just the littlest puree.
Trey says he's the Black Italian. That's cool as hell.
I think it's not Angelo, it's Fabio makes a fun thing saying like asking me to make like this Asian food for David Chang is like asking like a Nona to make like I forget what he says, but something like basically like having like this is gonna be terrible. I don't make this food, I'm making it for you. Who does this food? No one's gonna like this. Like he pretty much like cuts a huge hole in the entire elimination challenge.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't do this. This is what he does. He's gonna hate this.
It was a struggle for a few people, I think, because they were given a track or a chef with a point of view that they were like, I don't do this at all. So like, it's not even, you're kind of stuck in a hard place where it's like, well, should I try and just imitate this to the best of my ability, which is probably not going to be good, or should I say just go in my own direction, say inspired by, but then they might be like, this is nothing like what David Chang does. Like, you're kind of stuck in a weird place with it.
It's what Carla does. Carla just makes her food, and it's just like,
hell yeah,
here you go. And they're like, it's not really, but they're like, no, it tastes good though.
But it tastes good. Thanks, Cara. So Tony Bourdain is here. And they go to the first restaurant. Steven does a coho salmon with black mission figs and broccolini. They say Steven's is too aggressive. Oh, it also has some fennel in it. The fennel aroma was too much.
It tasted like you're eating just like flowers or something. Tony was saying.
He was like, it tastes like a hemp shop.
That's what he said. Yeah.
So
it tastes like a head shop. And then Tom loses his shit at that, of course, because he's baked out of his fucking brains. He's talking about weed.
Can you imagine, like in the alley before this, they start shooting Padma and Bourdain and Tom passing around a big old doobie?
Wow, fucking talk about legendary. What do they call it? Legendary tokes. I don't know what it's called. Like there was one person you could like pass a joint to. Like who would it be? Those three.
If Tom is passing you a joint, you gotta say yes, right?
Yeah, are you gonna be some fucking square?
He's got a knife in the other hand.
What, are you gonna get stabbed? Yeah. Smoke the fucking grass, dog.
So another fun part is the judges take a cab between the restaurants.
Mm-hmm. Cab. This is real.
This is all real. We see Padma hailing a cab.
She hails it down, real New Yorker. She knows what she's doing.
She said, I need a cab for me and my 3 friends and a camera crew. Because the cameras are in the cab.
Yes, they are.
So that's pretty fun.
It's great. I love that.
Angelo, again, is of course having a bit of a breakdown. He's like, I want this dish to be the best dish I've ever cooked in my life. So they presented their dishes. Angelo does bow to David Chang.
I thank you for pointing that out. I love that so much. I said it and Carrie's like, what? And I rewound it and showed it to her again. It was perfect. It's the fucking best. That was such a great character game. Like if that's his character game, 100% nailed it. That's like, if this is true, what else is true? You would bow to David Chang.
Yeah. Such a dork. But they do like his dish. They like his dish. He had a little bit of, I think it was like white chocolate that he shaved on the end of it. And they were
fish?
Like, that's great.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, man. Mike Isabella did some salmon. They like that. So they think he's talented. Fabio's talented, but maybe a little bit confused. They
was
cut
it
to
him
another.
who they said that he's like a painter? Like
Oh.
when a painter doesn't know what they do, they like overpaint, or when a painter feels like something, they like overpaint.
Yes. So this is for Fabio's dish. You got lost in the forest. Yeah, and if you get like confused, you just like constantly paint and you just
You just
overpaint
keep
it.
going.
Yeah, which is kind of his thing. Which you do when you look at his dish. There's like a million different components to it. I don't know what the hell he was doing. And when they talk to him later, he's kind of like, I just wanted to do what I knew as much as I could. Just put a bunch of things on there. I don't cook this food.
I do want to say that saying it's what a painter does, overpaints, is true, but it is a little like snooty. Lots of professions do this. If a skateboarder feels lost in with their skateboard, they're just going to keep doing a bunch of fucking kickflips until they're just keep doing them. You know,
over and over it again. That's what Tony Hawk's told me. He didn't even.
Yeah.
He was like, there wasn't even a kickflip when I started kickflipping. I just kept doing it. It was like, do that thing.
What's that thing?
Just
this thing?
Hey, do that again.
It's like you're kicking and doing a flip.
I got nothing.
And then it all came together. Montage. Skating was born.
Dale L has used too many components. His is the one that just to kind of get what his was. It's a sunny side up. Oh no, that's another one. The other Dale L's is roasted veal loin with peanuts, popcorn, French toast, corn, and thyme caramel. So a real blend of sweet and savory that is gross.
Does not sound good.
We get. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, I was going to say, well, we guys are not there yet, but at the final judges table, when they're finally like doing the last thing, they say, Tom does some like fun little like puns and things like that. And for Dale, he mentions like, it was the circus, but with only the caramel. I can't think of it now. I should have written it down, but
I recorded the first part of his we'll listen to it, him like jamming the people on the bottom, but I cut out that part. But yeah, he's Tom is really on one with his critiques. If you get a chance to watch this episode, watch that part, because it's diminishing returns. He starts high, and then each one after it is like more and more like boring and thrown together.
Well, so that's the thing that I thought. It was like, but that's also that's a boss move, I think, is because he has like two kind of fun analogies for the first two people, and for the other two he doesn't do one. I guess because he doesn't have one. And why force something that's going to be bad? I'm not going to do a bad analogy or a bad pun. I'm just going to fucking say it straight. I think it's a boss move.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do it. If you're a boss, you don't have to do it. You leave it to their imagination, and then you say whatever they come up with. You say, that sucks ass. I could do better. We get a very fun intermission with Marcel and our friend Dale hanging out, and Marcel tells us that he had a conflict with Wiley Dufresne's sous chef, who said that he stole an idea from him. And he says, and now it's like I'm cooking a dish in their style at WD-50. It's like, you can't even write that stuff.
You can't even write that stuff.
I couldn't even write. That's so crazy.
Is it boring thing ever? The most like boring fucking like story.
Not even a story. The best part is at the very beginning, like they interview Dale. He's telling Dale about this, and Dale says like, Marcel has some beef with Wiley, but I don't know. He could be making it up. I don't know. Again, slouched in his chair, like, who gives a shit?
Hat
like,
pulled down, covering his eyes almost. Tears in his eyes.
Yeah. So let's just get back to the stew room. Steven, of course, is pouring everyone wine and talking about it. On top, our friend Dale, Angelo. Thank God I'm on top. I put everything into that dish. Antonia and Black Italian Trey.
Yes.
Antonia did a riff on, she did pea puree. Peas and carrots. It was delicious. Angelo's dish was exciting with the shaved chocolates. Trey did a fish dish. It was a star, perfectly done.
It was it swordfish?
Yes, I believe so. And then Anthony Bourdain says Wiley is an egg slut.
Egg slut shaming.
Yes, which we don't
do that anymore. No, this is 2010. You watch these cringy 2010 moments, egg slut shaming. Not anymore.
And Dale's
Don't
above
do that
that
anymore. Yep.
And so the chef that won did a marvelous job repping the kitchen. They were cooking in, and of course it's Dale with his sunny side up, egg dumpling, braised pork belly, milk ramen with bacon, beef, and pork. I mean, that sounds amazing. I would eat that.
It sounded pretty good. It sounds weird saying that the broth tasted like buttered toast, I think is what they say.
Yeah. Which sounds great.
But sure, I'll try that, yeah.
I can try that. I love a ramen. On the bottom, other Dale L, Steven, Tiffany from season 1, Tiffany, and Christopher Walken, Fabio.
We're like, oh no, we're gonna get another fucking one-on-one between him and Tony. Not really.
Fabio, kind of like I alluded to before, he says Asian and French not his thing, which is kind of like, so it's just Italian is your thing, right? That's it. This is where Anthony Bourdain talks about the overpainted thing.
Yeah.
It's too much fat on the lamb, not enough space, just a bunch of bullshit. Steven says he considers himself an expert in food and wine from Italy. And Tom pulls like a classic manager move of being like, okay, so what do you think you did wrong with this dish? Like, why do you think you're in my office? Why do you think? So I'm confused. Why did you do this thing? Can you explain? Like, you put the spotlight on them and make them explain, and then they start kind of like stumbling all over. Like, well, I don't know. I thought I did
saying
something good.
I don't know, because I take pens from the closet. Well, that's not it. But sure.
Okay, well, that's not it, but that's noted. I have to write that down, I guess. Steven said he put too much on his plate. Tiffany got seduced by all the equipment. The equipment tried to seduce her, like liquid nitrogen.
What if your electronics start doing that instead of being like super like aggro and like alpha and mean? What is that trying to seduce you?
That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Here's something. I mean, and again, we're not supposed to talk about old jokes, but
that's right. But if we want to, we can.
There is a bit of an update on that, in that they have been seducing each other.
Okay.
And also other equipment, because of course it's mainly like my kitchen equipment and things like that. Electronics have, of course, started working out, taking over my basement, and are bullying me. They've started seducing other people's electronic equipment.
Oh dear.
And just anything that's metal, like the HVAC, things like that. They wear very tight shirts. Yeah, they say,
wearing a lot of cologne and perfume.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it stinks down here. Smells so bad. Tom is like, where's the inspiration here, Dale? Because there's so much shit on this fucking plate, and there's popcorn. I don't know what's happening. Where is your inspiration? You gave us a breakfast dish with veal, and that's disgusting.
I'm gonna eat my horribly kept baby cow. I want it for dinner. Not breakfast.
It didn't even look good. It looked like there was a couple, like there is just popcorn on top of it. It looked like one of these things where it's like your college roommate looked in your fridge and was like, put all this stuff together. You're better than that, Dale.
They were in the alley with Tom, Padma, Tony, back in the kitchen. Oh fuck! What if I put some fucking popcorn on this shit?
Let's put popcorn on this. I couldn't say no. It was Tom. He had a butcher knife. So Tom buries Steven. Let's hear a little bit of that.
Steven, you may have great knowledge of Italian food. I have great knowledge of Led Zeppelin. Doesn't make me Jimmy Page.
Mean. Too mean.
I'm this close to being Jimmy Page just based on my knowledge of Led Zeppelin. Ask me about my knowledge of Led Zeppelin. What's my favorite song? Stairway to Heaven.
Favorite album? The one that has that song on it.
How many albums they have? I don't know.
They're named The Numbers.
So
I know Led Zeppelin.
fucking knows so much about. But yeah, like we alluded to before, he buries Steven and then it's diminishing returns on all his burns after that. So Dale, our not friend Dale, I mean, we could be friends with this Dale, but we're not friends with him officially now. Goes home for his roasted veal. And then also our friend Brian Cranston Steven goes home for his salmon dish.
Yeah. And when Steven goes home, I guess we have the clip probably so we can hear it.
It's incredibly long. Yeah, let's hear it.
No, but some of it, do you want to tell me to cut it when you cut it, or do you want to hear all of it?
Yeah, we can just do the whole thing. Why not? Let the people hear it.
What else are we doing? Nothing.
Steven and Dale, please pack your knives and go.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I'm very disappointed to be going home this early. I'm a little embarrassed. This is new ground for me because I'd never been eliminated. I was the runner-up. I just didn't win. Actually, being told to go home, it's going to take a little bit to get over it.
Splitting hairs there.
Yeah, kind of.
Chef, it was an absolute pleasure.
What's mine?
No reaction to Steven going home.
Wait, Dale's going home? Steven, get out of the way.
I was cooking a lot more back then, but
Dale,
this
I'm
competition
so sorry.
is filled with some of the fiercest competitors in Top Chef history. I simply wasn't up to par with
Steven,
the rest of
top
the
me off
chefs.
and then get out of here.
It was wonderful to put a chef coat back on, rock and roll in the kitchen, and if I made it through this past challenge and maybe got another couple under my belt, who knows what would have happened.
I love Top Chef, and fair is fair. I got eliminated. I'm going to learn from it, and maybe I'll come back for Top Chef 16. Seniors.
So Dale and Steven are gone, and of course Fabio watch when people get eliminated. Fabio pulls on Steven's ear.
He does.
I don't know why that happens. Steven kind of has his back to him, is talking to someone else, and just you see Fabio's hand go up and just kind of like pull on his ear a little bit. What the fuck is every elimination? He does something weird to someone.
He's a psycho. Yeah, he's crazy. I went ahead and checked season 16 just to be sure everyone's running, because we have the benefit of being in the future. Dale does not return. It is in fact in Kentucky. He's not there.
Yeah.
So
that's not
lied to us.
He lied to the future. That's not a senior season. He's not in it. It's a very good season.
It is a good season.
But you were not invited back, nor were you ever invited back. So I do like that he talks about, he's like, well, I just didn't win once. I didn't ever get eliminated. There's just this one time I was on this show and I didn't win it. So this is like really weird for me.
It's like, that's like what your therapist would say to you. Well, no, you weren't eliminated. You weren't eliminated. You just didn't win.
You came this close and you didn't win. Well, but this time you came like I'm moving my arms way far apart.
Let's just skew it and come at it at a different angle. Like you're always focusing on the negative. You didn't get eliminated. You see what I'm saying? You didn't win. $100, please.
Do you still take my insurance?
What a racket.
Listen, what a world we live in. So that's the episode. Episode 3, we did it.
We don't do where they are anymore.
Nope. Because you got to go back and you got to listen to the episodes, plug for the old episodes. So go look it up.
You can find it. You can find
both of them. I, you know what? I encourage you to at least listen to whatever episode Steven is eliminated in, because that's probably an interesting time travel journey. Because we would have done that in 2020, fall of 2020. Season 1.
I wonder how many like COVID references we make back then.
I actually might, if I'm feeling real down, go back and listen to that episode. Because it would be funny to listen to. So
should we do like a re-listen to the episode and like talk about it?
It would be kind of funny. I mean, it would only be for us, but it would be fun to do.
So most of this is.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. Well, I guess that is the whole episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like we mentioned, the big game is coming up. This comes out on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. That's several days away.
Who knows?
And just enjoy responsibly. It's all we're gonna ask you to do while you're at the big game, and think about all the people that went into making the big game happen for you. Jamal,
yes,
stretching the kicker. making sure the Gatorade lid stays on so you don't murder the coach.
Mm-hmm.
The other things he does.
Yeah, blindfold.
The little people out there. When we're celebrating the Hulks and the She-Hulks and the NFL players who are bigger than life. It's the people who are behind them.
Mm-hmm.
They're the real heroes. If we learn anything from COVID, it's that we should celebrate the heroes. Those unsung, unspoken, often unacknowledged heroes. Until next time. This has been Pod Chef. I'm Brian.
Bye.
We're going to pack our knives and go.
This was fun. Absolutely. This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Pod Chef. Three amigos. Welcome to Time.